Today we're going to talk about picking the tops and bottoms in the Forex market, and we're getting started right now. What's going on, guys? My name is Jeffrey Rodriguez and welcome to another video. If you want to learn how to trade Forex using technical analysis and price action and all kind of other Forex related stuff, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell icon so you don't miss anything. So today we're going to be talking about picking the tops and the bottoms of the Forex market, and this isn't something that I recommend doing on a lower time frame. This is something that you want to look for on a daily time frame minimum, and you want to work from there. And the reason because of that is whenever you're trying to see a market reversing or changing direction, there are a few different things that you actually have to look for. And one of the things you need to look for is divergence between the market that you're going to be trading. If you don't already know what divergence is, I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you right now, and then we're going to go ahead and look at some charts and I'm going to show you some examples of it. So for example, if you have Euro USD and you have the dollar index, so USDX and Euro USD, if the dollar index makes a higher high, that should mean that the euro dollar should make a lower low, because these markets are inversely correlated. So whatever the dollar index does, Euro USD should do the opposite, and vice versa. Whatever Euro USD does, US dollar should do the opposite of that. By these markets being inversely correlated, if there is a break in correlation, that could be an indication that the market is getting ready to change trends. So for example, if dollar index forms a higher high and euro dollar forms a higher low, that indicates that there could be underlying strength in euro dollar, meaning the higher high on dollar index was just a quick stop run above the high, and then it's likely going to fall from there. So that's something that you always want to look out for whenever you're looking for divergence. You want to see if there's a break in the correlation. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts and I'm going to show you some examples of this. All right, guys, so now we're looking on TradingView, and here at the top we've got dollar index. Right here we've got cable, so GBP USD, and right here at the bottom we've got euro dollar, so euro USD. Now these two pairs at the bottom are inversely correlated to the top one, which is the dollar index. So if the dollar index makes a higher high, we should see lower lows in foreign currency, such as euro dollar and GBP USD. And for this example here, you can see, again, this is on a daily time frame. So you're never going to want to do this on lower than a daily time frame. Whenever you're trying to pick the top or the bottom of the market, you always want to stick to at least a daily minimum. So looking at this chart here, you can see that we formed a higher high on dollar index. Then looking at cable here, you can see that we formed a higher low. And then euro dollar, you could see we formed a lower low. So euro dollar is in sync with the dollar index here. By dollar index making a higher high, euro dollar made a lower low. So that's correct. That's what it should have done. Now cable did not do that. It made a higher low. So how you're going to draw this is you always want to start from the high. So if I put my cursor over this high here and move it down, you can see that lines up with this low, and then it lines up with this low here. And then if you move over to this high and then bring your cursor down, you can see that it lines up with this low, and then bring it down, you can see that it lines up with this low. So you want to make sure that you're on the correct low and high that you're mapping out the divergence on. But for this example, you can see cable formed a higher low, and then we got stronger prices in cable from there. So this is something you guys can use to start to see when the market is starting to turn around. You can see there was underlying strength in cable because there's a higher low that formed. So if you did buy the market here based off of this candle closing bullish as an ICT bullish order block, and then you bought the retest of that, then there's a higher low that formed. You're based off of a daily time frame, so you've into daily support, you've got daily divergence. So this is likely just a stop run, and then your dollar index will continue lower. So you can see the market just trades right above the high, forms a little wick, and then immediately sells off. And then in euro dollar and cable, we see a rally. But in my opinion, cable would have been the better buy because there was underlying strength by a higher low forming. So this is the pair that I would have bought, and that would have been the reason because of it, based off of this divergence here on the daily time frame. So again, this is something that you guys can go and test in your charts. You're going to want to go back. Notice here that we're in 2010, 2011. So you can find examples years and years back. So there's no excuse for you guys not to like be able to understand this stuff. You just have to actually put in the time to actually look for it. So, you know, go back in your charts, go find these things, map out multiple different examples of divergence, and see how the market behaves after that divergence forms. I want to go ahead and show you a more recent example that we've had, and we're going to go over that right now. This is a more recent example that we had between March and April. And again, at the top, we have dollar index right here. In the middle, we have cable. And then right here at the bottom portion, we have euro dollar. So looking at dollar index, we could see the market made a higher low. Looking at cable, we could see the market made a higher high. And looking at euro dollar, we could see the market made a lower high. So dollar index indicated that there is strength in the market by forming a higher low. With that being said, we should see lower highs in foreign currencies such as GBP USD and euro dollar. Now, if you look here in euro dollar, we do have a lower high that formed, but right here in cable, we have a higher high that formed. So this just indicates a stop run on cable, and then the market's going to likely sell off from here. So it's really up to you what type of trader you are, what style of trading you do, what type of patterns you trade. But if you're, you know, for example, a turtle soup trader, then you can just sell the market once it peaks above this high and forms this divergence, and that could be the pattern that you look for to trade. So that's a quick little example that you guys can use if that's the type of pattern that you want to look for. Now, me personally, I would have been selling euro dollar since there was that underlying weakness, and you could tell just based off of the correlation with dollar index. But either way, they're both valid sells because this is just indicating a stop run, and this is just in sync with the dollar index already. So now if we go ahead and see what happened after the fact, we can see that dollar index started pushing higher. Cable immediately rejected. So GBP USD immediately rejected the high, traded lower, and euro dollar, we just seen it ultimately drop as well after forming the lower high. So again, guys, these are just some quick examples of things that you should be looking for in your charts to actually understand when the market is going to start changing direction. And divergence is the key thing to actually understanding when the market is going to switch direction. So go back in your charts, go look for this stuff, test at least 3 months worth of data so you can actually get a feel for it. Do it on a daily time frame, do at least 3 to 6 months, get a real understanding for what divergence is and what it looks like in the markets. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.
After this track, I might need me some lozenges. I ain't about to go soft. This rapping shit lately been pissing me off. Guess these words are kinda just at the tip of my tongue, but I'm still young and I hope I find the rhymes that'll live through time before that fat lady has sung. Cause when I'm inside this booth, feels like I rule the world. But I'll hop off my horse, hop in your Porsche, give it a